Alright guys, I wanted to give you a first impressions on Ketchupswap and kind of a little bit of a general overview of the things that I look for when I'm looking at a new project for the first time. Ketchupswap has been gaining a lot of popularity on the Binance chain. It's being featured on a lot of sites that rank exchanges, and it's definitely growing. The telegrams and the socials are growing quickly, so there was a lot of demand for me to make this video. And let's just get straight into it. So one of the first things I always want to look for when I'm looking at a new project, especially in the lieu of recent events with a lot of exchanges being exploited, is security. And one of the first things that pops out on KetchupSwap is the two audits right here in the bottom left. Right here they have this graphic that says reviewed by RugDoc, and also they have an audit by TechRate done. So if you click those, this is the RugDoc one, and the only thing that they say that like their update is they say that the KetchupSwap Telegram chat was muted, and then that it has reopened. So that doesn't really mean anything. Telegrams, they close the chat all the time for different reasons, like especially if there's a lot of people in Telegrams, they'll close the chat to make announcements or um, just to do certain like housekeeping type things. So, and it says right here it was reopened. Honestly, like if I was running a audit place or review place, I wouldn't even really mention things like that unless I knew that it was for a bad reason. Like, sure, if somebody closes a Telegram to like hide stuff and like, you know, I don't know, then I would mention it. But it doesn't even seem like they should have mentioned this. So that's a big plus. They got a review by RugDoc, and then even better is they got a audit by TechRate. So if you click on that audit right here, audit by TechRate, it'll open this up for you, and you can kind of you can look through all. You should look through all this if you want to, but what I'm gonna show you is scrolling down to the checklist. So this is just a checklist, and you can see that out of all the 21 issue descriptions, they passed 20 of them, and this one is medium issues. So in general, whenever I look at audits, there's always something. They always have something that's like a medium issue. I've almost never seen an audit that's a complete pass, but if you want to go look at what the medium severity issues they have, is that it has something to do with the dead address, which I've seen that a lot on projects. I've seen that a lot on pancake clones. So that doesn't set my alarms off or anything. Another thing you want to look for is the ability to do an emergency withdrawal. So if something were to ever happen to KetchupSwap's UI on the website, on the front end of the website, so not the stuff that's going on behind the scenes on the blockchain, but the stuff that you're seeing on the site. If the site is down, this is how you're going to interact with the back end, the blockchain, where your money is really at. So this is very important to have on a project before you invest, and KetchupSwap has that. So when it comes to security, it seems like KetchupSwap is really trying to show you that they have that at the forefront. Other than that, KetchupSwap is its own AMM, which means it's moving over to Pancake, and it seems like they're in the process of that, because if you go to their farms, you'll have the option to either choose Pancake Swap LP or Cafe Swap LP. So if you choose Pancake Swap, it'll tell you right here they're migrating to Cafe LP. So if you were to invest in Ketchup right now, I would definitely. They say that they're going to be moving farms one by one, and you can see on the new LP, the Cafe LP, from what it looks like to me, there's just the one right now, and then they're going to be adding them. It says one by one. Sunday at 22 UTC, they're going to stop giving you rewards on the pancake side. So everybody is going to need to migrate, and that's I'm not sure which Sunday that is, but I'm sure the information is somewhere. So if you were to invest right now, I would definitely go straight into the Cafe LP, and I wouldn't bother going into the Pancake LP and then having to move over anyway. So that's just if you were to invest, I would go Cafe. But what that means is they're on their own LP now, which is good. You saw PantherSwap do that. You see pretty much everybody doing that now. And I think that's a really good move, to be dependent on your own LPs. So that's another plus for KetchupSwap. They have your standard farms and your pools, everything you'd expect, BNB, BUSD, Cake, Bunny, all kinds of cool stuff, even Uni, which is pretty crazy, Dodge, and they got some lesser known ones like this one and SLKM, never heard that, LKM, and they got your Bake now too. Bake is also becoming pretty popular. So the other thing is KetchupFinance has a referral program, and I personally like referral programs. I think they really help spread the community around. And of course, I'll be putting my referral in the description if you guys are kind enough to use it. The other things I would look at, I would definitely go through. So if you see token info, this is just BSC scan. I would definitely look through these. This is a lot of good information in here. If you don't know how to look through BSC scan, I do have a video on that under DeFi guides for beginners. And I would definitely recommend looking at that too, because you want to be familiar with this so you can check projects on the back end and see what's going on chain. Let me go back to Ketchupswap because this took me out of it. The other thing I wanted to mention was KetchupSwap has Ketchup pools on it. So Ketchup is expanding to other places. I need to do some research into KetchupSwap. I looked at them briefly and they look pretty sweet. I have not really looked into KetchupSwap, so I don't know exactly the relationship between the two. That's something that I'm going to have to look into. But right off the bat, as a first impression, there at least you can stake your ketchup on Cafe, which is good. It gives multiple options and a little bit more price stability. So that's the meat of everything as a first impressions. I'm definitely going to be putting a little bit in because if you look at the price, they made a small error today, and so the price obviously is correcting, but it's already on the way back up. So there was a small dip. I think I might try to take advantage of that. I'm not sure, but KetchupSwap looks like a good one. And they have their social medias down here. So Telegram, I would always recommend joining like Telegrams and Twitters. Join the socials and get an idea of how the team operates. Get an idea of how the community reacts to things, how they treat each other. And I've been doing that as well. I've been in the Telegram, and the team seems very responsive and responsible. They seem like they want the best for the community. And I'm going to be following the Twitter now too. So I would recommend that as well. I would recommend at least taking a look at Ketchup, see what you think about it for yourself. And I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good one.